Hey guys, welcome to Earthit. Hope all of you are safe and healthy. Having a cozy place to sneak out from a mechanical life and a fantasy for a place filled with bliss and relaxation is definitely a garden for most of us. Today, we would look at a very natural fertilizer cum pest repellent for our plants, a magic ingredient that definitely does wonders. Moringa oleifera, popularly known as drumstick, consumed by most of us to enhance the hormonal balance in our body and also to increase our immunity. And for plants, it acts as a source of amino acid. For a better clarity, this is how the leaves of moringa plants look like. We do consume the drumsticks and the leaves, but the bark and the roots of the plant are also having great medicinal values. Having antioxidant, antifungal, antiviral properties, it enhances resistance towards pests, tags, and diseases in the roots and shoots of our plants. For the first method, we would soak a handful of moringa leaves in rice washed water. 1 liter of rice washed water or regular water would also do to 1 handful of leaves. Soak them at least for 8 to 12 hours. Moringa leaves are rich in cytokinin, basically phytohormones, which enhances the cell divisions in the plant's roots and shoots, and it also enhances bud growth and flower growth. And this is actually the secret natural weapon. It gives the plants almost all the strength it needs to produce a healthy growth. We can also use old leaves or matured leaves and chop off the stem into tiny pieces and soak them to use for the same purpose. We would notice that the essence would have got down really well by looking at the change of color and texture of the water. By soaking it for 8 hours to 10 hours is actually good, and it's going to be an instant fertilizer. It would look like a diluted gel. So when you look at the water, it'll look like a diluted gel. The texture would look like so, and this is a great source of nutrient for our plants, and it's an instant fertilizer for our plants as well. And alternatively, we can also dry the leaves, either sun dry them or dry them in shade and grind them into powder form. And 1 teaspoon per plant once in 20 days is the dosage that we have to give them. For the third method, let's use a stone crusher to grind the soaked leaves that we soaked earlier to get the extracts out of it, the leftover extracts, because we just soaked it for 10 to 12 hours. Not all the extract is going to go out in that liquid because it's a combination of rice water and the leaves, so that chemical is different. But the one we are preparing now is going to be soaked for almost 3 to 4 days. We can also use freshly plucked leaves for this purpose. Young leaves for this purpose will do great because we are going to prepare a pest repellent right now. It's going to stink a lot, trust me, but still, get a container that has a lid. 1 liter of water, 1 handful of leaves is the dosage that we have to prepare. And once we add this crushed leaves and stems inside, set it aside for almost 3 to 4 days. Close the lid. We do not have to mix them or we do not have to bother it at all. It will just do its work on its own. So once it's prepared, we just have to leave it for 3 to 4 days. And once we open it, it will stink for sure. So make sure to open it outside your home and start to feed your plants. Like 1 liter of water would feed a maximum of 6 plants, and that's the dosage that we are going to give our plants for. We do notice a lot of flower growth, a lot of bud development, and new leaves in our plants. Make sure your pot is dry before watering this, because this way the extracts of this juice is definitely going to be absorbed by our plants very quickly rather when the pot or soil is wet. Or alternatively, we can use an 1:1 dilution, and it can be followed by spraying them all around our plants and leaves. So this way, since it has a very bad smell, it has a very bad odor, there would be no insects or ants that would be running around the leaves and stems. It also increases the bud growth and healthy leaves. So we do notice the color of the leaves would start becoming more greener. This plant was under a pest attack, but after I started feeding them, the change of the plant growth was really great, and we do notice that there are a lot of bud developments. So within these 2 leaves, we do notice that there are a lot of buds. This is not the climate for jasmine, but the plants will definitely grow well. Starting to feed them since their seedling stage will definitely help the plant or the sapling to grow in a very healthy format. This is my pomegranate plant, and we do notice that it has started to flower and started to bud as well. This plant is 1 year old and the container size is pretty small as well. The rest of the leaves or the rest of the stems and the leaves can also be ground and added in our compost. So this way we are not wasting any part of the plant that we got. At the same way, this enhances a very good nutrition rich soil and a nutrition rich compost. Hope this video was useful. Meet you guys in the next video. Until then, namaste.